me some moves at guilty.
Geeks and nonsensical gamers. Gamers. Geeks and nonsensical gamers. Yo. In case you haven't heard, GTA 6 is going to feature a female protagonist. And unless you've been living under a rock, you'll see that Twitter is going absolutely insane. Now, for those of you that want to have reasonable discussion, what we're going to try to do is actually cover all bases in relation to this gaming news and see if we can, I'm not even going to say come to a middle ground, but just look at it from all sides and not just yours. So guys, without further ado, let's try and cover all bases. GTA 6 and a female. Oh, that's one hell of a title, boy. So what do we currently know about GTA 6? We know that the series is going to have its first female protagonist. We know that it's going to be set in a fictionalized version of Miami. It's also reported that the game is going to have more locations than any previous GTA game. And by locations, I mean interiors, like being able to go inside buildings. And it's going to be a constantly growing open world, which is going to receive more updates to expand after launch. Post-launch updates. The game's not going to be finished. And before I go off on any kind of like crazy tangents, I think GTA 6 single player is going to be a watered down experience. I don't believe the same amount of resources are going to be put into GTA 6 the same way they were put into GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption. I believe it's going to be lackluster. I think that Rockstar has the blueprint for printing money, and that is through the online portion. So although the game is going to feature its first female protagonist, I genuinely don't think the story is going to be that exciting. I don't think the story or the writing is going to be that fleshed out. I don't think that much attention or love is going to be put into the single player mode, and therefore I think for that reason it's going to suffer. Which then leads me on to my next point, crunch. Now, reports have also suggested or stated that the crunch culture at Rockstar has changed, or the environment, I believe, has improved, because previously when it came to Red Dead Redemption 2, there were times when, you know, they had to do what's known as crunch, where people had to work ridiculously stupid hours to get the game to its end point. That, I believe, is no longer a thing. But that, I also believe, is why the game is going to suffer. I don't think the game is going to be completed in time. I genuinely think that the reason for this is going to be why there's going to be post-launch updates, which they have already stated, because the game is going to come in an unfinished state. And over time, they're going to be adding updates to the game to improve it, fix bugs, and so something which the crunch process was there for, which is no longer there now. And I believe means that the actual finished product, like many games of now anyway, will not be ready come launch date. But don't worry, the online mode is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be highly addictive, it's going to take all your money, and it's basically going to show you why Red Dead Online was never going to work in the first place. I said this from day one, and I really am sorry that Red Dead is dead. Now, the one place we all love to go, or to have a look at what the world is thinking, is that little place called Twitter. If you take a snapshot of Twitter and believe that this is what the general consensus is for pretty much anything, then you yourself are pretty much an idiot. It gives you a snapshot of the loudest people in the room, who don't always have the best views, who don't always have the smartest views. They just like to type and express their views more than others, but it doesn't always mean they're right. And when it comes to the news of GTA 6 and the first female protagonist, oh my god, their place has gone nuclear. I mean, just from scrolling through the comments alone, I would say about 80% of people think it's a horrible idea. 10% of people really can't be bothered, and the last 10% are basically saying everything else, which is actually not related to that news. And to be fair, I don't actually understand why they're going so crazy. If you just take a step back for a second, you'll realize that all of these titles are just clickbait. They're just clickbait titles to invoke a reaction. GTA 6 to feature its first female protagonist. What does this mean for the GTA franchise? In all honesty, it means nothing. It's not that big a deal. It shouldn't really bother you, because at the end of the day, it's about... Actually, no, I'm going to stop saying that because I hate that saying. You've allowed the clickbaity titles to lure you in, get you mad, get you commenting, and get you making a whole bunch of noise. If you go back and read some of these articles, it is actually saying that although a female protagonist is going to lead the game, it's going to be done in a Bonnie and Clyde-esque style, which I would hope to mean there's going to be both male and female characters. As you've already seen in GTA 5, character switching was something which they've attempted and I believe worked quite well. There's no doubt that this is going to be implemented into GTA 6, where there's going to be specific missions where you have to be female protagonists and certain missions where you have to be the male protagonist. I'm pretty sure Rockstar is going to attempt to give us, best of both worlds. Maybe whether it's going to be a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split. I'm pretty sure that, you'll get to be the gender you want at some point during the game. Unless, of course, you know what I mean. And then there's part of me that thinks many people would have been excited for this news, but due to the social climate, that's just not going to happen. And ultimately, you can't blame them, because it seems as though this has come just at the right time. Now, the thing is, right, I'm pretty sure if you're to turn to any developer at Rockstar, they will tell you that this decision has been in the making for years. I mean, according to reports, they've been working on this GTA game forever. So it's not like they just woke up 3-4 weeks ago and were like, you know what? Female protagonist. Now, if you're a current fan of the GTA franchise, so that's going back as far as the first GTA up till now, you're going to be very used to your male protagonists. You're going to be very used to satire. You're going to be very used to the comedy, which is in the game. And you have no problem with blood, guts, gore, violence. I'm not going to say out and out racism, but, some subtle jokes. And I would like to say that is what makes GTA what it is. If you can't laugh at yourself, then what can you laugh at? And I can understand that you would be angry at this news, especially in relation to no longer punching down the female protagonist as is, because you believe that this franchise, which was dear to you, is changing. And I'm not going to lie to you, it most definitely is. I don't think that this decision was one which was made lightly. I do think a lot of thought would have gone into this decision before it was made, because there's no way they did not know or did not anticipate this type of backlash was going to come. I mean, you could not buy the game, but I mean, it's GTA 6. Who's doing that? Most definitely not me. Anybody that's a fan of the GTA franchise, you know that based on previous games, it is all about the writing. And this is where my problem comes in. GTA was always known for its comedy. It was always known for its social commentary. It was always known for its satire. And now I'm guessing due to maybe new developers, new staff, I would say maybe a new idea or philosophy at Rockstar, no longer going to punch down. And then I can also understand why Rockstar have made this decision, because, and I don't want to be that guy, there's a new age, a new generation, a new societal shift in gamer, where I want to say they're looking to be way more inclusive. I think that gaming is a very, very, very inclusive place if you can get over a few hurdles. I'm not saying it's right. All right, people are going to go at me and say gaming is not inclusive as is. Some communities are more toxic than others, but as a whole, the gaming community is very inclusive. And I think that Rockstar have gone and made this decision because they are looking to bring new people into the GTA fold. So you're going to have to hire some very, very, very good writers who are able to still bring the core essence of GTA games to GTA 6 while removing parts of previous GTA games which made it so successful, or what managed to bring people to the franchise or fall in love with the franchise. Those of us who may be older and used to the previous games, try not to get mad. We get older, different commitments, you no longer game as much as you used to. So Rockstar trying to hit the younger crowd, and by doing this or making these decisions, I can understand why they are doing it. I don't think it's right. And I'm mainly talking from the joke standpoint because I loved the writing of previous GTA games. But again, that's neither here nor there. That's just an opinion. I really don't think this is going to affect sales in any way. I genuinely think it's gonna sell more than GTA 5. It's gonna do better than GTA 5. It's gonna break all types of numbers. But that doesn't necessarily mean I think it's going to be a good game. You do have to ask yourself, why are they leaking this news now? The setting and the characters do not make a GTA game. That is the writing and the gameplay that make a Grand Theft Auto game. So for all the anger, for all the rage, for all the Q Rockstars, we are not going to know exactly what this game is until it comes out. The only thing we can hope for is that the writing is going to be superior to other games, that the gameplay is going to be superior to other games. The microtransactions are most definitely going to be superior to other games. So be ready. And guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about this news. Are you happy at the announcement of GTA 6 and the female protagonist? Are you happy that it's no longer going to punch down or go at marginalized groups in society? When do you think GTA 6 is going to come out? Guys, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, peace.